Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tori Trades here, your trendline trading trick. That's me, what's up? Hey yo, what I want to talk to you guys about a trade that I placed, and it's one that I'm not proud of. It's a profit, but me trying to explain it to you guys, it's not going to be easy. It's not something you could replicate very easily. Setup wasn't great. Exit wasn't great. I just happened to get out with profit. But before I get into it, I wanted to start with showing you guys my brokerage statement for the month to show you that yes, this is a real trade. This is in my regulated brokerage account. It is TradeStation. Also, before we get started, I want to continue to just debunk this strange stigma about trendline trading that it's just simply not profitable. And I want to show you guys that I don't take every trendline break. If you did take every trendline break, you just probably wouldn't be super profitable. You'd probably be close to break even. So if you guys could understand my criteria behind a trendline break, what gets me in, what gets me out, what does it look like when I don't follow my criteria, and what does it look like when I do? What does an A+ setup look like versus a F setup? So before we get started, let's go ahead and look at my brokerage statement for the month. We're going into TradeStation. We're going to go to monthly 2024. Okay, this is my March statement of 2024 for my TradeStation futures account. Now, you will see quite a few things here. First and foremost, you're going to see my biggest withdrawal I ever had. I withdrew $50,000 from my trading account to pay myself, to my personal checking account. I made $50,000 in March, and I withdrew all of my Q1 trading profits. So, you will see cash distributed, that says dispersed. Cash dispersed, $50,000 to my checking account. That was after I closed my $10,000 trade in crude oil. You guys can see a little bit more transactions here in this specific month statement versus the ones that you guys have seen in the past because it's only been one trade per month in the previous month. So now this one you get to see a closed trade, you get to see a withdrawal, and a loss, and an open trade. So a lot going on in March. Okay, so you'll see the beginning balance is $153,000 at the beginning of March. Then you'll see the withdrawal that I had here. You'll see the ending balance of March is $110,000, and then my net profit and loss for the month was $7,727. And then you'll see a open trade. The open trade from the end of March moving into April is a open position of 2,370. So let's get into it. We are always going to be going back to TradeZella, where I journal all of my stats, my emotions, my feelings, my playbook, my tags, my entry criteria, my exit criteria, everything. Okay, so let's start with just simply, what does the process look like when I actually go back and analyze a trade? How do I know that this was a crummy trade? How do I know this was only 2 stars according to my own rating? So I'll walk you guys through kind of what it looks like when I journal my trade and the things that I implement. And this maybe could be something that you guys start to implement as well. So I want you guys to try to replicate the chart markups that you had on the chart that TradeZella gives you. I've already done so. So I'm going to unhide all of my lines. I am just trying to replicate where my lines were when I took the trade so that I can break this down easier to where it's here in front of me. And this actually gets saved. So when you move on to the next trade, saves all of your lines to where you can always go back to analyze this trade, and you will always be able to go back and see, okay, this is how I had my chart marked up, this is why I entered, this is why I exited. Then you can go down and start adding your notes. I have a template for my notes. It helps me stay on track, it helps me stay organized. Simply just write down the more important points and thoughts, and it keeps it all very uniform, which I love. So I've got my trade review template here, and now we're simply just going to fill in my blanks. Let's go through the trade. Here we go. Okay, so we've got an entry here at 78.69 in crude oil. Now you're going to see 2 entries. You're going to see one for 10 contracts and then an additional 1 contract added to that position here. I will tell you first and foremost, believe me or not, I added a contract on here because I was making a YouTube video and I wanted everybody to hear the order confirmation where it says order filled. And that's truly why I added to my position. I was already in one. I was like, you guys should hear this. This is the sound that I grew up with. My uncle, every time he placed a trade, I heard this sound, and then I placed a trade so that you guys could hear it too. There was absolutely no reason as to why I added to this position. Entry here was at 78.69, 10 contracts. I got in because there was a break of a downward trend line. Not a very good one, barely a peak out of here, but I did at least get double confirmation on this trade. What I mean by double confirmation is not only did I get a break of a trend line, but I also got a break of an area of resistance. So I got 2 confirmations. The price of crude has been bouncing in between, consolidating in between these 2 levels here, 78 78.55 and 75.66, and I was jumping the gun. I was like, finally, we're breaking out of consolidation. I'm ready. Let's go. It didn't do a whole lot of anything for quite a few days here, but my entry was at least valid. It was not A+. The downward trend line that I have drawn here only had 2 touch points, but I was able to get double confirmation. So I'm going to go to the setup section here and actually add a tag to show me the different tags of this entry here, of this setup. So I'll hit the drop down, and I cannot select the 3 touch point break because it was not a 3 touch point break, but I can select double confirmation here. This was also a high risk trade. The price would have had to break down below this 77.32, break out of this steeper upward trend line for me to think, all right, we're closing the trade. I'm taking my loss. A lot of psychology involved here. It's only my 3rd trade of the year. The confidence is there as a whole, but when we go back through and dissect each individual trade, the confidence is starting to wither. When I go back through each one of these trades, most of them were mediocre. Like, this is my results for even a mediocre trading year. Mediocre setups. But still, we're up 140,000 almost for the year. And the account balance started at 100,000. So we're still great. We're still doing excellent, but this is just a representation of what a meh trading year looks like. But when we look at it as a whole, it's great. All right, let's go back to setup. So we did get double confirmation, and this was also a high-risk trade. Let's see if there are any other tags that are relevant. Yes, there is. We got a trend line break. I want to tag some other things. So no, this wasn't a 3 touch point break, but I still want to know which trades were maybe 2 touch point breaks, or maybe 4 or 5, just to see how often they happen. And when I go back and I want to look at my trades as a whole, I can view these separately and see, is there anything in common? How many did I take? So I'm going to come in with a 2 touch point break. And then I'm also going to come in with a key level break. There we go. Now we've got a lot of tags on this setup here. We've got the double confirmation, the break of a trend line, the break of a horizontal level, of a key level here. We've got only 2 touch points and high risk. But now, what are some of the mistakes that we made here? So I'm going to say that I took this trade even though it was a little too high risk. It didn't seem like it was quite worth it, but I'm working on scaling up this year, taking on higher risk this year as well. So for the beginners, I always recommend just staying between that 2 and 5%. Now this year, am risking anywhere between 5 to 10. There was one point where I believe it was 15% based on the amount of capital that I had in my account. I don't want you guys to replicate the risk. It's almost like exposure therapy this year. If you guys look at the dollar amounts, don't compare it to your own trading or your own capital or your own trade risk percentage. Understand that if you are a beginner, you want to keep it between that 2 and 5% and using your position size to scale in and out appropriately. Okay, so I will say that the mistake here is also that it was high risk, that I didn't reduce my position size. You know what? I'm not going to call it high risk. I'm going to call it heavy position. Okay, so these are the different categories that I mark up on my trades. I gave myself 2 stars, and now let's go down and look at let's look at the running profit and loss. So you guys can see from entry to exit, what are we looking at here? We are immediately down $1,000, almost $2,000. Then as the days continue, we're down 6,000. We're up almost 3. We're down 4,000. We're up almost 1,500. We're back down 4,000. And then finally, we're up 10,000 and position closed. So you guys can see what that running profit and loss looks like. Most of this trade was in drawdown until the very end. Okay, now let's go down to the trade review itself. This is my outline. This is my template. Let's title this trade here. I'm going to call this consolidation excitement. I was too eager for price to break out of consolidation, hoping that this was finally going to be a trend. Now markets are going to be trending. Now let's go over the overview, a brief summary of the trade. I got too excited for price to finally break out of consolidation that I took a high risk setup with not enough criteria on my trend lines. All right, then highlight the key reasons for the trade. Okay, so I got double confirmation on the entry, break of a trend line, and break of a... Okay, so we got a break of a key level, aka resistance, and a break of a trend line. Even though the break of the trend line did not have enough criteria or did not have enough data behind it. Setup details, describe the entry point and the rationale behind it. I am going to talk about how the entry was not ideal. The trend line drawn on the chart had only 2 touch points, was still in consolidation. Position size, let's go over that one. Went too heavy in position size, taking on too much risk for a not great setup. It would make a lot more sense to come in heavy in position size when we are getting the break of a very significant high time frame, high touch point trend line. There wasn't enough of a great setup or not enough good criteria for entry to justify the higher position size. So that is my notes for position size. I went in too heavy. Okay, explain where and why you exited the trade. Okay, so we haven't gone over the exit yet. Let's go over the exit here. We're gonna go back up. All right, we've got an exit at 79.67. I'm not gonna give myself much credit for the exit. I missed out on possibly another $6,000 here. I ended up closing when it got close to this last high that it had made. I want to talk a little bit more about something that I've spoke about in some of these videos that I've done, and it's called the exhaustion factor. When you're in a trade for so long, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a few days if you're not used to holding for a few days. But this has been the year where I'm comfortable in the 4-hour time frame, and I'm comfortable holding for a week at a time. There is still an exhaustion factor to it. Seeing those numbers fluctuate, and especially going down to look at the running profit and loss, most of my trade was in drawdown. So you can tell by the time I'm finally up, I took it. I'm exhausted. This is a beautiful representation of what the exhaustion factor looks like for a swing trader and closing early. You can see there's just most of the entire trade was in drawdown, and then finally up, done. I'm exhausted. Close it. Get me out. So if we go back through and see the exit here, it's only simply because it got back up to this last high that it had made. The close was 79.67. So yeah. So it got right up to that last high that it had made, and I clipped out. Whereas you can see it continued up. Not that I would have been able to know this was the high it was going to make, but if I'm truly trading on pure strategy, I'm either looking for a very valid or accurate horizontal level to close my trade, or I'm waiting for the price to break out of my trend line. If I wanted to go back and show you guys how I should have traded this correctly, this should have been a break-even trade for me. But I would have given myself 4.5 stars if I had closed when price broke my upward trend line. That right there would have been excellent. That would have been an excellent trade. You gave crude oil the opportunity to move up, to trend up. You put yourself in position, and then you closed when it said, nope, we're not trending up anymore. Remember, when we get in, my stop losses, my risk always goes on the other side of the opposing trend line. And then as price progresses, my risk becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, eventually in profit. If the price of crude oil would have continued up, my stop or my risk would have moved in profit more and more and more. That's the name of the game. That's what I look for. That's what I try to put myself in position for. But you guys can see there's so many factors that make it so much harder than that. So yes, my strategy is simple. The trend lines are simple. They're easy to draw, but there is so much more to it. There's the exhaustion factor. There's how many touch points does your trend line have? Are we in a ranging market? Are we in a trending market? Are we getting a break of a 2 touch point trend line or a 3 touch point trend line or a 4 or a 5 touch point trend line? How confident are we in this move? So now let's go back down to my notes and explain why I exited the trade. I exited this trade purely based on the last high it had made while in this trade and a combination of being exhausted from being in drawdown most of this trade. So that is my exit. Profit and loss. State whether this trade was profitable. We came out of this trade with profit, but it's still not one I'm proud of. All right, star ratings. Here we go. We're giving this thing 2 stars. That's it. I give this 2 stars only because by default, we closed in profit. All right, key takeaways. Lesson 1 on this trade. My first lesson was that I was too eager to get into a trade hoping this was finally the breakout of consolidation. Now, some things that I know by watching crude oil for long enough is that when we do finally get a break of structure, whether that's, and when I say structure, I mean like consolidation, key levels, the odds of crude giving us a fake out on the very first or even second time of the break is very high. So I usually need a lot more confirmation when it comes to getting into crude oil based on a break. I'm usually skeptical on the very first break. Off the bat, I don't give crude oil the benefit of the doubt. I am already skeptical. And this I know already. I've been watching crude oil for years now. And to see my entry so right off the gun, right off the bat, as soon as I thought we were breaking out of consolidation, you can tell it was rushed. And that's not usual when it comes to crude oil. All right, lesson 2. This trade did not call for a higher risk position size. There wasn't anything that was like, this could be the big move, this could be it, intuition, news, what other determining factors you want to bring into this to give you more conviction in the long position. There wasn't any of that called for taking on a $15,000 risk here. That is my lesson number 2. Missed opportunity. The opportunity that I did miss was to close this trade in accordance to the strategy. I would have felt so much better if this would have been a break-even trade and I could walk you guys through all of it, and it's textbook. But I'm bummed that this wasn't textbook. My missed opportunity was not closing when I should have. All right, and I'm gonna take out the other factors here because we do not have any. And then that's what we look at. So this is what it looks like for me to do a full review of a past trade. I am trying to figure out what setup tags I can add, what mistake tags. Now, I need to come in with some more playbooks. Right now, I've just got a 3 touch point break playbook. Since this wasn't a 3 touch point break, I can't incorporate this playbook. But this is something that I want to incorporate in the future. Have multiple different playbooks, maybe a double confirmation playbook. So I need to come up with some more playbooks, which I'm excited to play around with. But for now, this is what it looks like to do a full breakdown, and that is what it looks like to have a trade that I'm not super proud of, but that is still in some way, shape, or form according to the strategy. I incorporate my trend lines. The exit wasn't ideal, but this is my trade review and mediocre trade in a nutshell. Thank you guys for hanging out today. If you need more trendline trading tips, I'm your girl Tori Trades, and don't forget to like and subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.